Okay, each of you have received these notes. Take the paper and fold it one time, hot dog, so it is tall. We're going to add a few notes to the front before we start working on what now is in the center, so it should look like this. We have been working with one-step equations, so one step. We've been undoing the math problem. If I gave you 9 plus n equals -3, I believe you know what to do. This is a positive or plus 9, so you would minus 9 from both sides, and I would get n equals -12. Sometimes in math books or worksheets, they just change the order in which they write things. They could give you, please write this down, 7 equals w minus 6. Well, just because they put the answer in the front does not mean it's any different. If you don't like the answer in the front, you could move it to the back the way you are used to it. Either way, we will get the same answer. This is a minus 6, so I'm going to add 6. Then I would have 13 as my solution. When we get a number written next to a letter or a variable, we know that it equals multiplication. So to undo that, we would divide, and n would equal -2. When the variable is written inside or part of the fraction, that means it is a division problem. Again, if you don't like the answer over here, you can write it over here. Doesn't change anything, so then you would just ignore that for the minute. This is division, so therefore I would multiply by 2, and x equals -24. We are working backwards. Now we're going to add one step to this. A while ago, we had talked about PEMDAS, the order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. When you're looking for an answer, when you're looking for the answer, you have to do parentheses, exponents, which was what we're not going to work with for a while. You would do your multiplication, division, and then you're adding and subtracting to get to your answer. Well, today I am going to give you the answers to every math problem, so we need to work in the other direction. We need to undo the adding and subtracting first, and then we're going to undo any multiplying or dividing. Because I gave you the answer, we need to work backwards. So open up your paper, please. Let's look at question number 1 together. Again, if you don't like that they put the equal 10 in the front, cross it off and just put equal 10 on the right-hand side. I told you the answer. This 10 is my answer to the math problem. You have to try to figure out what math problem did I give you. So we need to use order of operations backwards. So because I gave you the answer, we're going to undo any addition or subtraction first. So I will get rid of my -6 by adding 6. Adding 6, drop down the 4x. 10 plus 6 is 16. Okay, we now have one step to go. A number written next to a variable or letter means multiplication. Therefore, we need to divide. X equals 4 because 16 divided by 4 is 4. Now I can test this a minute. Where that letter X is, I will put in the number 4 to see if I really get 10. 4 times 4 is 16. I did order of operations starting at the beginning. I had to do my multiplying and dividing first because I didn't know the answer. 16 minus 6 is 10. So, ta-da! We got the right answer. Our missing number was 4. I want you to skip a moment to question number 6. I want to do another one that looks just like the one we were doing. If you don't like this written on the left-hand side, you just move it to the other side. I don't like that there, so I'll write equals 13 on the right. I need to get rid of my plus 3, so I have a minus 3, minus 3, drop down the 5x equals 13 minus 3 is 10. Great. Now I'm left with a number written next to a variable. That means multiplication. The opposite of that would be division. So I have x equals 2. I would like you to pause the video and try number 7 right below. It is the same sort of process that we did for question 1 and question 6. Pause the video, please, and do question number 7. Thank you for pausing the video. I undid my subtraction first by adding 10. I divided by negative, because I was then left with just negative 8x equals 40. I divided by negative 8, divided by negative 8, and I got x equals negative 5. So in this process, this is what we would call step 1. This is what we call step 2. This is why it's a two-step equation. Step 1, undo the adding and subtracting. Step 2, undo the multiplying or dividing. All right, let's scooch back over to question number 2. Same sort of idea. We're going to work with order of operations backwards. I need to get rid of the plus 2. To do that, I would do minus 2, minus 2. Those are gone, so I just drop this down. 11 minus 2 is 9. Now make sure your brain doesn't work too fast. I don't want to say right away the answer is 3 because when my variable is part of the fraction, it is a division problem. So therefore, I need to multiply. I would multiply 9 times 3 and get 27. So step 1, undo the addition and subtraction. Step 2, undo the multiplication or division. And then you get your answer. Let's move to number 5. Same sort of thing. Step 1, get rid of the addition or subtraction. So I need to do minus 2, minus 2. I be very careful. I drop this down. Negative 3 minus 2 more is negative 5. Don't let your brain go too fast. This is division, so therefore I need to multiply. And I get x equals negative 25. So again, Step 1 was undoing the adding or subtracting. Step 2 was undoing the multiplication or division. So that has left us with 3 problems we have not tried. They are identical to the problems we have done, except I had to change the numbers or it just gets extremely boring. I would like you to pause the video and solve question number 3, 4, and 8. Please pause the video. You may work with a table partner, undo adding and subtracting, and then undo multiplying and dividing. Pause the video. Thank you very much for pausing the video. If you did not pause the video, please pause the video and try these by yourself so we can compare answers. All right, I believe I asked you to do question number 3. Undo -5 by +5. 3 plus 5 is 8. This is a division problem because the variable is part of the fraction. Then I multiply by -2. Positive times a negative is negative. 8 times 2 is 16. Then I went right below it. I got rid of the -5 by +5. When I add 5 to -29, I got -24. This is a multiplication problem. To undo that, I need to do division. Finally, step 1, undo the addition, and I got -10. Step 2, I needed to undo the division problem by multiplying, and I got +60. Please glue or tape this into your notebook. Rewatch the video if necessary.